Friday morning on Inspiration 92.3.
It's time for Nigerians to move around with arms. It was revealed that ISWAP was behind this massacre.
They've carried out at least 2 prison breaks in Kogi very recently, not too long ago. They are around the Kaduna axis. They have attacked in Niger. So it wasn't a surprise they're already down south. And for what it's worth, it's failure of security agencies to have flagged them. Already, the prelate of the Methodist Church told Nigerians, the threats he got from the people that kidnapped him were in the southern forest, who were coming for southern Nigeria. It might be any group. It might be the government is now telling us that these attacks bear all the hallmarks of ISWAP, that this is the way they carry out the attacks, really for nothing, because entering the church and killing worshippers is to what extent? Just to make a statement. It's their modus operandi. When they started, this was how they started attacking, until of course they were enticed by collecting ransom, like bandits. So they started collecting ransom. In the northeast, they started imposing taxes, holding on to communities, controlling fishing routes and all that. But their modus operandi basic is what we have seen with what they did in Ondo. Yesterday, a story broke that, and there were videos at the palace of the Olowo for War, that some of those people who are carried have been arrested, and then the army had to come from Akure to take them, because there was going to be a mob attack on them. And I think it was unnecessary to do a mob attack. If these are the suspects, let security agencies take them, because they need to debrief them. They need to be, they must be able to tell what their plans were, what their motives were, who their sponsors were. You can even track their financing from there. So there was no need to burn them down. I think the Olowo made good. He held them down in the palace until the military came from Akure, to carry them. There's no official confirmation from the authorities as to who they were or what their numbers were, but another report said they were not even arrested, that they walked into the town to surrender by themselves. This was another report I saw from somebody in Owo yesterday who was saying that this is what happened. That's just as if they were arrested. That's why the army had to be called.
They came in on their own.
They came in on surrender by themselves. Is it
possible that could have had anything to do with what the women did? Calling on the god of iron and all that. Maybe the gods brought them.
That would be a first, really. Very strange for terrorists to surrender by themselves, And the first thing that came to mind was those women, and that last ritual they performed, that came to mind. Was that what had brought them back? I leave that to your fate. That's what happened. But this is a story we're hearing. And this, coupled with what Minister Arebeshala, Interior Minister, said yesterday, confirms that this is not just ordinary bandits, ordinary terrorists. These are the splinter of ISWAP and Saro, I'm sure, who carries out attack in Kogi. Kogi is not too far from Ondo. Really, it's not that far. It's on the same road. Once you branch off in Auchi, you enter Ondo through Akoko Edo. So it's that entire area now we're seeing that have become very risky for us. Just the same thing we have seen them do on the Abuja Kaduna highway, where they have taken over most of the villages around the large ungoverned spaces and control those areas, is what we're seeing now. There needs to be intense security. The south is very different from the north. In the north, you find large ungoverned spaces, big forests. Not so much in the south. The south is, of course, that community everywhere you go. There's no way you can drive from Lagos to Benin without encountering at least one village every 5 kilometers. It's not like the north, where you go. I remember when I was serving in Sokoto. From Sokoto to Issa local government I was serving was a 3-hour drive of no village, of complete left and right. I kept asking myself, this is some of the most riskiest places in the world, But that's how the north is, but not so for the south, So if this Boko Haram or ISWAP or Ansaru begin to invade communities in the south, it's a big security problem for the authorities. Because, look at, they entered the church during service, and this is what they left, the devastation they left in their trail. So they need, this is hard work for the security agencies, and I'm sure the National Security Council knows as much. They know that if we begin to experience kind of things in the south, then we'll have bigger problems on our hands than we've ever had in the north.
The Minister of Interior noted that this does not have to do with ethnic coloration, because some people have said this has to do with,
colonization agenda. I think he made that clear as well, because of course we have seen that, we know that in the past Fulani headsmen operate in the Ondo area. Remember very well the killers of the daughter of Chief Ruben Fashoranti. The confessions were that there were Fulani headsmen. So There's only that talk of Fulani herdsmen controlling those forests and imposing their lifestyle on in those places. This is clearly very different. The modus operandi of this attack shows that it's probably not the herdsmen. It has nothing to do with ethnicization or even religious fanaticism. This is just the ISWAP in their very bad way, in their baddest form. They are carried out attacks for nothing. They to make a statement that we're around, and then you go into a church and kill 25 people. So I think that will leave a lot of the security work for the government to do. I'm sure they will find actionable intelligence, to find out who these people are and if they have motives and if they are spreading. That's left for the government. For Nigerians, we need to be more careful. That's why when you see strange people, you need to raise the alarm. You need to raise the alarm that these people don't look like us, they don't behave like us. But again, I sympathize with the people at that church. How do you begin to identify worshippers and profile them? It's hard to do. On the Sunday afternoon, that will be very hard to do. Because anybody can come into a church.